funny guy, and this is his podcast, In the Rye. It's the In the Rye Podcast. Curt Fletcher.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. It's episode 43 in the Rye Podcast with Curt Fletcher. I'm your host, Curt Fletcher. Today's guest is going to be Comedian-Stef Darnell, who is from, he lives in Albuquerque, but he's from Atlanta. And he just moved back to Albuquerque about a year ago. Super excited to have him back in the scene and super excited to have him on the show as well. So let's go talk to him. It's cool that you're back in Albuquerque. We moved back around the same time, I think, last year, like July or something like that.
About July, yeah.
Yeah. Why did you end up moving back?
Man, what happened? Comedy and stuff was good out there in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
But I still wasn't like really working, you know what I'm saying? I was just going to school, using my GI Bill, you know what I'm saying, for the military. And just doing comedy, man, which was cool. But once I finished school, like I got a job immediately.
Uh-huh.
And Albuquerque was, one of the list of potential places I could have went. And Albuquerque was last, but it was just like, you know what I'm saying? If I get it, at least I know people there, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I know the scene or whatever. And lo and behold, that was the only place that needed people. And so it was just like, I'm going back.
Cool, man. That worked out. Yeah. You happy to be back?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, man. It's been dope.
Yeah, I feel like the scene right now is the strongest it's been possibly since I've been doing comedy. Like it's really strong right now. That's great.
Yeah. If nothing else, that feels like there's more people trying it.
Yep.
And they're getting better faster.
Uh-huh.
I watched Tyler Lovely go from, not really being able to hold the crowd to, consistently killing. I feel like it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And a couple, sound like Caleb, Carla's getting better. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is like, just stepping up their game. And I like that.
A lot of them I just met like this year.
Yeah.
And
me too.
Just seeing them like for the first time, even it's like, wow, this person's not shitty.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit, they there. Like I look at people like Elijah Williams, man. Like that dude is a freaking monster. And he ain't been doing it, but shit, what, a year or two now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And every time I see him, he came out of the pandemic, had not done comedy in almost a year and a half, and smashed that crowd at Rebel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was nuts. So, yeah, man.
I've only seen him once, and he was
gonna
awesome.
Be on tonight.
He did great, man.
Be on tonight.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely catch him in. That's exciting, man. It's like when I started out, we only had one open mic a month at the comedy club, and that's it.
Right.
And we had maybe 10 comics total.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird.
So it was just a weird little rotation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I got in the game, because I've been doing it 10 years now and freaking.
Oh, yeah.
When I got in, it'll be 10 years in, that, November, I think? Yeah. But,
so you started a little bit after the club closed, like a year or so after. Yeah.
And what's crazy, the only reason I didn't get to do the club, I've been there once, but the only reason I never got to do comedy there is because I went to Iraq.
Oh, really?
The year that it closed, yeah.
Wow.
And so it was just like, I didn't get a chance to get in there.
Oh, that's crazy.
So, yeah, man. I was mad. I was like, that.
Yeah.
That was like, I didn't know that there was other things going on outside of comedy club. Like I didn't know that that's how open mics worked. And none of that. I just thought when you did comedy, you did that shit at a comedy club.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
That's how it was. Nothing. My first 2 years, there was nothing besides the comedy club. And then I think it was Mike Boyle started doing some open mics at some bars and stuff. So we started to, branch out a little bit there. And then I started hosting at the club. So I was working more at the club, which was great. I was getting more stage time there because when you would host, you'd get to do 7 shows a week,
Word.
And, it was Wednesday through Sunday, which was awesome. So you got to deal with totally different crowds like every night, which was awesome.
Word.
And,
that's what's up.
Yeah, it helped me out a lot. And it was nice performing in front of crowds that weren't comics, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's one thing that kind of sucks about open mics sometimes, where it's just comics. You know,
Well,
it
it
was.
just cut.
It
Yeah, and
seemed
it's
like
just
that.
like I
It
don't
was like
feel
that for a
like.
long time here.
Yeah, it was just like I don't feel like telling y'all jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's cool that y'all get to see it or whatever. And I know I know comics look at jokes different. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I do. I know when other comics tell jokes, I'll get the shit and the crowd won't laugh, and I'm just sitting back like, how they not laughing at this? You know what I'm saying? Like that is brilliant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But
Or you'll critique.
I don't want that all the time. I
I
just
critique
want
it too.
motherfuckers
I'm
to be
like, oh,
stupid and
I would
laugh.
have went this way with it, but he went
Yeah.
this way. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It makes it hard to enjoy comedy sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
I can't.
But
just listen
it's also
to
cool
it for what it is.
It's also cool performing in front of comics, especially like ones that are very helpful.
Yeah.
Like when I do sets with headlining comics, a lot of times they would give me pointers and stuff. They would take me aside and say, "Hey, this joke is kind of dirty. If you change it up a little bit, it's not as dirty, and the crowd will probably laugh harder or something." You know, just stuff like that. You know, very helpful. So
yeah,
in that aspect,
I'll take I take critiques from almost anybody, but if you just got done eating shit, like don't come talk to me about my jokes, man. Like, if you were consistent, you consistently bombing, don't come talk to me about
I remember when Maverick was starting out, he was talking to me and he's like, I'm not gonna name names, but he's like, so and so said I need to do this and this and this, and I was like, well, if you want to be an open micer for your whole life, then yeah, you could do this and this and this, but don't take advice from that person.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying. It. I love how political comedy is. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these motherfuckers ain't got a leg to stand on, man. It's just like, bro. Anyway, we ain't gonna get into this. Yeah, me on here talking for hours, boy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. There's one guy in town who loves giving advice to people, and he has done nothing at all. Like he runs local shows, and that's it. And yeah, you know who he is. He looks like Uncle Fester. Yeah, he's a big fan of giving advice to young comics. And those young comics end up passing him up pretty quick.
Right, and that be the thing. That was the thing with me for this individual is just like, bro, I'm doing the stuff, you know what I'm saying, you brag about doing, 3 years into my career. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're still like I'm already at that point, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Were you a fan of stand-up like when you were younger?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was, man.
Who were you listening to when you're younger?
Man, I remember the first comedy I ever heard. Of course, I heard it on records. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And it was one was Red Fox, which I probably definitely shouldn't have heard first.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm so glad I did. And Bill Cosby. Not to name his name, but he still was, back then a big time comedian.
For sure.
And so I saw both sides. I saw the clean and the grimy, like, what was real, and both were funny to me, because I could, even as a kid, like I still, I've read a lot and stuff like that. So I got the inside, like I was the kid that knew what Bugs Bunny and them was talking about, like cartoons. It was supposed to be adult jokes and stuff, but it's like, oh, hey. But yeah. And then once I got older, I never once sat back and thought I was gonna be a comedian though. Like that never crossed my mind. Like maybe until it was definitely once I got into the military.
Okay.
And like I was just, I was the funny dude, but I didn't think that would translate on stage ever. And did
someone tell you that you should do comedy or something? Is that how it clicked?
Nah, it was. I think I dared myself. And that's when I was gonna try to come to Labs. But then, got the call, went to Iraq, and Labs closed. And so it was just like, well, dang.
Man.
So it wasn't until so that was, to me, that was the end. It was just like, okay,
really?
The comedy club is gone. I ain't gonna get to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I just didn't know. And I wasn't like, really trying to figure out. I was just like, if I get the opportunity, I'll try it. And somebody dared me in the military, man. We did this open mic thing or whatever. And we were running it. I was hosting it. And it wasn't supposed to be hosting it, but I just ended up. And one of the guys did stand-up, one of the Air Force guys. Yeah, and he did it. And first time he was hilarious. And, every subsequent week, though, he would tell the same jokes. We do it. So every Thursday, we hear the same thing over and over and over again. You're in the desert, man. All I see is endless wasteland, you know what I'm saying? Sand and dirt and all that. I ain't trying to hear the same joke. Like, I'm doing the same thing every day anyway. And so after he got off stage, I roasted him. And because, that just comes from growing up. You don't need no comedy training for that. But yeah, I roasted him and he was just like, why don't you do it? And I was like, all right, give me a week and I'll try to write some jokes. So the jokes that I had written for Laughs, I used some of those out there, and then I had made up some while we was out there because, just to make it relevant. And it went all right. Like, I ain't gonna say it was great, but it went okay. I sent it back to my my now ex-wife. I sent it back to her, the tape, because we recorded it. And when I got back to Albuquerque, like, didn't know that she had we had got dressed, went out, pulled up at this bowling alley, and she was like, they doing comedy in here. I was like, oh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? How much is it? She was like, nah, you in it. And I was like, what you mean? And she showed me the flyer and junk, and I was like, yo, like, I'm not doing this. She was like, yeah, like, I signed you up. I was like, stop playing. So went in there and freaking, and it was haha shit.
Oh yeah,
this little contest. Yeah.
Oh, that's shitty ass flyers.
Man, yo, we'll talk about the flyers in a minute. But yo, and went in there and got third place, man. And
oh wow.
That's when I met Keith Breckenridge and Dan Rascone. I met some of the players that was in the game when I was out here like that. And Keith took me and my wife out to eat. And him and his wife was together at the time. And we went to Waffle House and he chopped it up and he told me where some other open mics was. And I was like, oh, so that's how that shit works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was just like, yeah, you go to these, sign up, blah, 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 whatever. And fucking, I was out to the races after that.
That's cool, man. I didn't know that. That's great.
Yeah.
How cool. That's awesome. And that was when, like, 2010-ish, 11?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But, and I think Labs might have closed. When did Labs close?
They closed, it was New Year's Eve heading into 2009.
Okay. I was about to say, I thought they closed, and that's when I found out. I found out like around 2009.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I didn't, because I was training and doing all this other stuff. So I ain't had the time. Like, I was just like, whatever. But yeah, they closed. I remember.
So your first show was in Iraq then?
Yeah. So technically, yes. The first time I ever did stand-up comedy was in Iraq.
That's cool.
And then I count that as like my, my start date. Because like at first I was just doing it for, America when I got back here, but it was like, I did a legit set. Like, it was like a legit, like maybe 6-7 minutes too. Like, for me, that was a long, I felt like I was on stage forever, bro.
Yeah. I remember my first set was supposed to be 5, and I think I did 3 because I talked so fast, and that felt like forever.
Yeah. When you first start, man, that time is critical. It's just like it's daunting because you're like, but it's so like if you're starting to do good at 5 minutes, like consistently, you want that 10.
Yeah.
Quickly, you like, no, I need that. Like I could go more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did. My first 2 years, I did a total of 25 sets, and they're all 5-minute sets. So I had a really, really solid 5.
Right.
I also worked on 2 solid 5s. That was the thing. It's like the owner of the club told me to. He taught me how to build my set. So I'd build like a really strong 5. Once I had that down, I'm working on the next one where it's like a solid 10. Once I had like
and then you can combine them, right?
Yeah. So once I had that solid 10 is when he kind of started booking me to host on shows, because he was giving me a decent amount of guest spots. Like my second show I ever did was a guest spot on the professional show, which was cool.
Nice.
And I bombed horribly, but but I learned a lot. And
whatever, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you ain't bombing, you ain't learning, man.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because I did my first set. It went really well. We had like 100 people there. I brought like 40 people and did really well. And then, so he had me do the guest set the next week. I bombed. And then he had me come back again the next week and do a guest set. And I bombed. And I was just like, what's going on, man? Like,
you had to feel
the first time is great. These next 2 times are terrible. He's like, it's just a small crowd. He's like, you didn't bomb. He's like, you just didn't get the big laughs like you did the first time, so you feel like you bombed, you know? I was like, okay, that makes sense.
That's man, that's exactly.
Yeah.
I remember my first bomb. I rode home without playing music, nothing. I just sat in the car like and contemplated life for a second, bro. I was like, because what I'm saying, right off the bat, I was doing so well right at the beginning. Like I felt like I was doing well, you know what I'm saying? I was people were starting to like recognize, like, okay, well, give you 5 minutes here and there, whatever. But once at first I got like the big hit, because I thought I couldn't miss. Like I was like, yeah, I'm doing good, whatever. So when that first bomb came, it was
the worst bombings are your first bomb is always really bad because you don't know how to handle it. And then when you're actually good and you bomb, that fucking hits you on a different level. Especially if you're out of town too, you're like some fucking hotel
right
in the middle of nowhere where you don't know anybody, and you're just like,
and you are in that hotel room dying in there, just like, oh man, you don't want to go out and kick it after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I couldn't.
I bombed horribly. My first time on the road, I was doing the club in Colorado Springs, Loonies. And they booked me to host. This is my first road gig. And so
they booked you to host. That's dope.
Yeah. I go up Wednesday night and just eat shit horribly. Like so bad. And I just feel like shit. I just want to go back to the condo. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to do shit. But the headliner, his daughter lived in Colorado Springs. And she worked at this bar. He's like, hey, let's go hang out at this bar. And I was like, I don't really want to. I feel like shit. I have a headache. I just bombed. He's like, no, let's come to this bar, man. He's like, just hang out. And I was like, all right.
Oh, snap. Hold on, bro.
No problem.
I just realized why my thing wasn't working now.
Oh.
Anyway,
so he talked me into going to this bar. And so it's me and the 2 other comics. And the owner of the bar found out we're comics. So he asked us if we would do some sets for the crowd there. And I was like, I don't want to. And
nope.
But the other comics were like, yeah, we want to. And I was like, I'm not gonna. And the guy who was featuring that week, he goes, what if I go first and like take the bullet? Will you go up? I was like, yeah, I guess. He's like, it'll make it a lot easier on you.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. So he went up and did really well. He'd been doing it for a while. He knew how to work the crowd and shit.
Right.
So I went up to like a hot crowd and fucking killed. And I was like, okay, fuck yes. Well, thank you so much for doing that. But that's
dope. Like he did something that not many motherfuckers like that would do. Like exactly. Not many in the game would do. Like he like said, I'll go on first. Yeah. And let you come on after me and just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And get that feeling back.
So fucking cool, man. Because that made me want to do comedy still. And it just made my night. Like I would have had a really shitty night if he hadn't done that,
Exactly.
I don't know if I would have bounced back. So for him to do that was so fucking cool, man. And just I just had a really great set and I felt really good and became good friends with those guys. And yeah, just I learned a lot that week, and fuck, it was cool.
That's some real cool kids, real cool people out here, man.
Yeah.
Every
And
now
it
and
was,
again, you're running to just a real, just dope person that just like want to hear, you know what I'm saying, want to work with funny people, man.
Yeah, that's the great thing about comedy is like I've been doing this so long, and you get booked to work with comics you don't know a lot, and you have to stay with them sometimes, which is weird. But I can count on my hand like how many assholes I've met, like people that I really didn't like, which is cool because I've been doing it for so long. Like just a couple of people have been really fucking douchey, and that's it.
And that's what's crazy. What tripped me out about Atlanta is for the majority, most of the people out there, like a huge maybe 90-10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The 90 being just real cool people that want to see you succeed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they'll book you once they see you and just like, all right, he killing. Like, they'll put you on something. You know what I mean? And it's dope. Like it's not as much of a competition as it's made out to be in some other place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I've heard Atlanta's a really cool scene. That's cool.
Yeah, man, super dope, man.
Yeah.
I'll put Atlanta comics up against any other city in existence, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, I guarantee you, I win some of the bets. I would have got majority of the bets. I'm just saying, it's just different out there, man. It's cutthroat. You gotta go to the different rooms to really, if you're used to doing like mediocre, like white crowds, or, you know what I'm saying, or like mixed crowds or whatever, like you got to go do a black room. Like,
oh yeah.
And people say there ain't no different rooms or whatever.
There are.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just they laugh at different things. You can't go in there with this vanilla bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they will boo you. Like,
oh fuck yeah.
They boo you and probably, just. You could get knocked the fuck out by the end of the night.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Just dependent.
Yeah.
But
I did a set.
No, go ahead, my bad.
Oh, I did a set at the Relapse Theater there.
I
you been
love
there?
The Relapse, man.
Yeah,
RP.
so it was.
Oh wait, did they come back? I think they might have reopened.
Nice.
They might have reopened because they had closed and then they opened back up and then they got closed again. And I don't know what's the status, but
yeah, I did a set there during the Laughing Skull Festival. And I go there, and it was like a majority black crowd. And I had only done a couple of black crowds before. And I had just written my master joke. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah.
And
one of my favorite jokes.
It was on my set list that night. It was on my set list that night. And I looked at the crowd, and I was like, oh, shit. And I was kind of nervous, and I was like, I'm going to fucking do it. I bet they'll like it. I bet they'll like it. Because I have a friend that does a lot of black rooms, and he's like, as you could do race stuff in black rooms as long as it's funny. And I was like, I know this is fucking funny. And it
has to be funny.
Yeah, and I'm not saying the N-word. Yeah. Exactly. I was like, but it's also a short set, and I was like, I got to get them on my side right away somehow, And it was funny because they played Crisscross as my intro music, and I made a Crisscross joke, and they loved it. And so I was like, all right, these people like me. So then I hit them with a couple other lines that they really liked, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna try the master joke, and it fucking killed so hard. Like I got an applause break. Like people were like standing up and clapping and shit. And I was like, oh, fucking thank God.
And that shit feels so fucking good.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, but you can make a room full of black people laugh, that is the best.
Dude,
I don't care. That is the best fucking feeling, man.
Yeah. And it's
like laugh
hard,
to where
man.
because they will laugh like they're at the house.
Yeah.
They will be rolling on the floor.
Yeah,
it'll be motherfuckers that get up and run around and be clapping around the whole place. Like it's animated as hell.
High-fiving each other dope. And shit.
Yeah, like they'll come up and high-five you. Like,
yeah.
That's it.
Dude, I got so many free drinks that night.
Yo, I'm telling you, it's different, man. It's different. Like I love it. But
it's fucking it's great. I used to when I worked at the Tulsa Looney Bin, and they had they called it Chocolate Sundays. They would do it like once a month, and Gerald Harris would host the show there.
Cyclist Sundays once a month. That sound like some goddamn
Fucking
February shit. Like, they could get him 2 Sundays. Goddamn.
Well, the guy who ran it, he was a super busy guy. He's like a UFC fighter and shit. So he had like his one Sunday a month that he would host his own show and, bring in comics. And, yeah. And holy shit, those crowds were amazing, man. He let me do a set one night, even though I was working there, and like, fuck, it felt good. It was just, just so cool, You get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it feels good to make any crowd laugh.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I love getting a crowd full of white people. And when me and Buck went up to what was that, Dolores, Colorado.
Oh yeah, that sounds like the whitest town ever.
You want to know how white? Their black population is actually 0.0.
Really?
Like, we changed the demographic just by crossing the county line. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so there was no black people there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was me, Buck, and then this other guy that I guess Buck knew or whatever. But he didn't live out there. They drove in to watch it. He was like light skinned though, black. Like, not saying he don't count. I'm just saying. me and goddamn Buck was twin brother darkness in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was crazy. And you could there was one guy that was just a dickhead, but he didn't speak loud enough to be a heckler. He was just in the back, like, just like, that motherfucker, he's fucking black motherfucker, and blah 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 blah. Really? But he wouldn't say it loud enough for either of us on stage to hear. So it was just like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Buck was sitting back there with him, like back not with him, but they was beside him. Mm-hmm. Crazy. And he was just talking shit. Buck was like, he just used it. Once he got on stage, he just aired his ass out, and it was great. But I'm mad.
Yeah, holy shit.
They get crazy, man. They get crazy out here. What was we talking about?
I don't know. The town I grew up in was super white too. Like, I could tell you all 3 black dudes that lived there over the time that I lived there. Like,
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird, man.
That's true though, because I could tell you the white people that lived in the hood.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely could fucking goddamn Chad and Eric, goddamn Michael. What's up, cat name? Dang it, what was his name? His dog name was Dog. It was D.O.G.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He was white.
For sure.
Damn, what was his name? I can't even remember. He got beat up a lot, so he wasn't very memorable.
Yeah.
Then the fat kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it's funny. Like, when I moved to my neighborhood in Riverdale, where I did, most of my growing up, so I met like my next door neighbor. They had 3 sons, so I met the sons one day or whatever. And when I was outside, play together, whatever and shit. Mm-hmm. And they told me not to play with the kids across the street in the blue house. And they was like, yeah, don't play with the fat kids. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, they was the white family, but they were like the redneck, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man.
Confederate flags and shit.
It wasn't even that. It
really?
wasn't even that. It was just like they were trailer trans, but they had a house. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, they were hood like us, but they were just white, like the white version. But anyway, like, and all 3 of the sons were fucking fat as shit. They were huge, big motherfuckers. And so they called them the fat kids. And I was like, how did I just move in and just inherit y'all beef like this? Like, you know what I mean? So I stopped playing with the kids. I didn't even know them. It was just like, nah, I can't play with the fat kids. Like, that just was crazy. But I don't know why I started talking about it. But yeah, I was talking about all the white people in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Anyway. Yeah, we had this one black dude that moved to town. He was a football coach, and he was like the 3rd string running back at Oklahoma State behind Thurman Thomas and Barry Sanders.
Oh,
back in the day.
Shit.
And I forget his name, but he was one of our assistant football coaches. and one of my friends was on the team. He said the guy left at halftime of one of the games and just like moved out of town, like just left.
He's like, and I'm done.
I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, the football team was horrible. I'm sure that didn't help.
That's probably why he left. He's like, I can't. I just,
Yeah.
this is not fun for me.
Yeah.
It was like I can't get proper.
Like everybody stares
salad.
at me when I leave my house. The football team's 0-8.
It's like I can't get proper potato salad out here. No.
Yeah.
Nothing. I was like, why everything got raisins in it? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy living there. Like, as a white dude, you never realize how racist your friends and family are until I started hanging out with this black dude that moved to town. He was a construction worker. He's working with some of my friends, and we started playing basketball with him all the time, and started hanging out with him, and he was super cool. And then you start hanging out with him like outside of basketball and stuff, and people driving by and staring at him and shit. And that's when I realized, how people were fucked up like that. And like there was one guy who, like, it was a small town, so a lot of people just leave their car running when they run at the gas station. Yes. This guy, we're hanging out at the gas station. This guy, he parks his truck, runs inside. He sees my friend. He goes back outside, locks his truck, runs back inside. Like, and my friend sees it, the whole thing. He's like, dude, I'm not going to fucking steal your ugly ass truck, man.
I wouldn't even say shit to him, man. Like that, man. At this point, it's like what my problem is now. My problem ain't even racist people no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I know they exist and they're gonna continue to exist until the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We're all, prejudiced and shit about something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But it's the people that act like it doesn't exist that piss me the fuck off.
Yeah. Like
that feels more racist to me than an actual freaking racist. Like, I don't know why, but it's just like, this is why, how can you not recognize? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to change history and just act like things didn't mean what they actually meant, like these statues and stuff like that. I ain't about to get deep into it, but I'm just saying, like, it's just weird to me how people just try to deny stuff and it's right there in your face every freaking day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You've seen it, you've probably done it, or not saying you, but I'm just saying, like, it's man, this is wild to me. So that doesn't surprise me that somebody did that to him. You know what I mean?
There's a place here in New Mexico near Hobbs, I think it was, and it was a monument, but it was called N-Word Hill for the longest time. Like, they didn't change it until like 2004.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Hey, shit, when we did that show when me, Buck, Josh, and Zach came the next show. But when me, Buck, and Josh did that show in Farmington, the day before, 13 Ku Klux Klan members got arrested.
In
the hills. Yeah, in Farmington.
Shit.
They was having a rally, like, and so it was just like, did they know we were coming? Or
yeah, no shit.
Because I was sure, because just the way I was sure, I'm almost positive that with the size of Farmington, I'm almost positive that some of those white people knew some of the people that got arrested up there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah.
Not saying that they were racist, but that they knew them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, snap. That was, that's such and such or whatever.
Yeah.
Because the next time we went, there were a lot more white guys there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they was like bikers and all kinds of stuff. It was just like, and we addressed this thing. I was just like, yo, like, I don't know if any of y'all that's laughing at this shit is any of the dudes that got arrested up on the hill last time, like a month ago. You know what I mean? Like, we talked about it because I was just like, yo, like, it's the
at least one of them had to be.
Yeah, bro.
Just doing.
And they kept trying to like invite, and they were trying to be cool. They was like, yo, y'all should come to the house and like party over there. I'm like, hell no. I ain't going to no, going back to the hotel after this. I'm partying right here, and then we leaving from here to the hotel. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna get me, you gotta get me in public. I ain't about to be at your crib on your property, and then you were like, hey, he robbed me. He was trying to rob me. Nah. Not
It's so
happening.
hard
Anyway,
to believe that
man,
the Klan still exists.
bro,
It's nuts.
they like VCRs, man. That's like it's crazy. Like it's how? Like, how do you still exist?
Yeah, and 13 in Farmington. That's crazy.
13.
Like you would think
13 of them
maybe
things,
two, you know, maybe two
Nah,
dudes that just
two guys doing that shit as a lunch date. In order to be a rally, you got to be a dozen or more.
yeah,
Goddamn.
yeah,
They
we're gonna
had
have to
13.
cancel unless we get at
like,
least 13.
right. Otherwise, this is just an outing. Goddamn. This is a KKK outing. Goddamn.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the story about as a black comedian, he gets hired to perform a corporate gig in Indiana. He shows up, and it turns out it was for the Klan. And so he shows up, and the person that he contacts is like, they meet each other face to face, and they're like, "Oh shit, we hired the wrong guy." So he tells him what the thing is. He's like, "This is actually a show for the Ku Klux Klan, and we'll pay for your ticket home and all that." And he's like, "I want to do the show."
Right. Really?
And the guy's like,
yo,
he's like, "Really?" He's like, "I want to do the show." And he's like, "Okay." I mean, you're here. Let's do it. You know, he does the show. They fucking love him. You know, he does well. They give him a T-shirt. One of their T-shirts. I can't remember what it says on it. Someone told me this story.
I need to see this T-shirt.
So he's got the T-shirt, and he wears it. He's in Hollywood he's hanging out with John Lovitz. He's a friend of John Lovitz. I think John Lovitz told this story on a podcast or something, or maybe this guy did, and I'm just hearing it like third hand.
Right.
So he's hanging out with John Lovitz in Hollywood. He's wearing the shirt, and it's clearly a Klan shirt.
Right.
And some gay black dude walks up, and he sees the shirt, and he's just totally offended. And he's like yelling at this dude, and he's like, you should not wear this shirt, blah, blah, blah. And the dude's not saying shit. And then John Lovitz steps in. He goes, "I bought this guy off of eBay. I can dress him however I want."
That's fucking funny. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite stories. It's so funny.
That's a good story, man. That's a good story. Yeah, I would have did it too. I would have did it. I was like, yo, you know what? Like, I would have had to. And I would have just had to address, like, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure he just went in there and just gave it to the, like, it's same thing at fucking, what was the show I did this weekend? God dug it. Canteen Brew House.
Mm-hmm.
Front table, you could tell, like, they you know, they was gun loving, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I gave it to them a little bit, but it felt like they was getting poked at the whole night. You know what I mean? So I gave them a little bit, and then I just left it alone and went on. Man, when I came on stage, they was just like, yo, like, we thought you were going to go further. Like, we wanted you to go further than that.
Really?
Like, they was like, that jump was, they was like, yo, you were super funny. They was like, but you could have kept going. Like, we was, you know, waiting on that. Because, you know what I'm saying? I think I made mention of QAnon like one time. Some, you know what I mean? Just some stupid jump, but it was just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's I'm working on crowd work.
Cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen you do crowd work quite a few times in here. I've always thought you've been really good at it.
Yeah.
The only time it kind of backfired, I think, was at Low Spirits. That time that guy was going to attack you on stage. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. And and he sacked his ass.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Because I mean, first of all, the stage is really high. Plus, you're like fucking 6'12".
That's what I'm saying.
You
like,
know?
yo, that's what was crazy to me. It was just like, because I told him, you know what I'm saying? I don't even remember how we got into whatever we got into. Because I don't even think I was making fun of him. He walked up to the front.
He walked in during your set. He had no fucking clue that you were a comic at all. He thought there was a band that was supposed to be playing or something.
Right.
And he just saw you up there talking.
You know more story.
He just thought you were up there talking. He had no fucking clue. He was fucked up, dude.
Yeah, no, and that's what I do.
They shouldn't have let him in. He was super fucked up.
He came in and he was blasted because he walked straight up to the front of the stage and he just started.
Well, he didn't walk straight. He was wobbling.
That's I know. Is he came up and started talking shit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, so I started, of course, talking shit back. Then like he made the gesture as if he was gonna come up on stage. Yeah. So I grabbed the mic stand and put the mic out. I was like, dude, if you come up on this stage, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yep.
And then he, I guess, saw the
Yeah,
stairs.
he was over there. He was almost to the stairs when Eddie got over there.
And fucking Eddie was sitting in the front by himself, like minding his business. I didn't even see Eddie get there until he had hit him. It was like fucking Dragon Ball or something.
Yeah,
it was the speed lines, and then he hit him. Boom! It was like,
dude, he fucking hit him hard too.
Yo, he
didn't punch him either. Yeah, he threw him.
Yeah,
he threw him into the wall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the part I saw was Eddie was there, and then that dude was in the wall, just boom.
Yeah.
And he hit the ground. I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I tried it. It was so hard to go back and do jokes after that. It was just like, this is like I'm done, man. Like,
yeah. You can't follow that.
Yeah. I was like, I'm good. I don't need to say shit else. I went dapped up Eddie. I was like, Eddie, you my dude for life, man. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even though like I knew I could have handled that.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fuck, I probably could have taken him.
Hey, look. Yeah, it wouldn't have been nothing nice. That's all I know. But Eddie got to him so fast. It was just it was like, and soon he saw him making his way to them steps. It was like, nope. He let him slide all the way up to that point.
Yeah.
But he got to them stairs. And
I think most people were watching him because it's like, does this guy know where the stairs are?
Right. And I thought he was just going to step straight up on stage, but that stage is high. So it was like, he would have had to like get in like a wrestler under the bottom and I'd have stomped him to death with him. The minute he would have came on the stage, it would have been a murder scene. I promise. I was gonna fuck him up. But you know, it is what it is, man. How do you feel? Because you've been attacked on stage. Because I know you probably told that story 10 billion times.
Oh yeah.
On your show, whatever. But you've been attacked on stage. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, you feel like there should be, you know, you feel like you should be responsible for yourself, and because you're saying what you say, like you have, you know, cognizant that you can get that, or should there be more security and shit?
The time I got the knife pulled on me was at a corporate gig,
right?
And
so it definitely should have been more.
For sure, yeah. Someone should have done something.
He probably hired it. Shit.
Yeah, and I feel like 95% of the crowd, you know, thought that guy was playing around too, you know, because we're kind of going back and forth, and like I was clearly joking, like, and I thought he was too, so you know that's why I was kind of talking shit. And then once he came up with the knife, I was just like, whoa, what the fuck? And a lot of other people were like, what the fuck, you know?
Well,
and, but no one did shit about it. Probably because they knew he had a knife. Plus, he's a big dude, you know. He was almost half a foot taller than me.
I wish I could remember the comic that got in that fight at the show. Not recently. It was probably about maybe 3-4 years ago. Black comic, a guy had just got out of jail or whatever or something. They weren't even, I don't even think they were really like going back and forth, but the guy got up on stage and like they were squaring off and he trying to hit him with the stool. It was crazy. But and nobody, like you said, it took a minute before anybody came up on stage and grabbed it. Like, you know what I mean?
It's crazy how some clubs don't have security guards. Like we didn't have security guards at Laughs. We had the big bartender, but I mean he's not in the showroom the whole time. You know, like at Ludi's in Colorado Springs, they had a bouncer because I was talking shit. Well, there's a guy sitting in the front one night, and I was just starting out, and so I wasn't really good at dealing with, you know, hecklers and stuff. And this guy wasn't really heckling; he was just making a comment after every joke. And I told like 3 or 4 jokes, and it was just really fucking pissing me off. And it takes a lot to piss me off, but like if you fuck with my set, I'm gonna get pissed off.
Right.
And I saw the bouncer, like he noticed what was going on, so I saw him he was coming over to the
like
guy.
making his way.
So I was like, all right, I can say some shit. So I told the guy, I was like, hey man, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm punching your girlfriend in the face. And then so he sits there. Then the bouncer like stops walking to him just to see how he's gonna react. And he sits there. And I tell my next joke. He doesn't say shit. I was like, all right, cool.
Nice. I see, but that be the thing. People don't realize how much we can hear from up there. Like,
Yeah.
I be telling for like, yo, I can hear you when you back there. Like, you make a little insignificant comment and shit. Like,
Yeah.
even if you whisper it sometimes, just depending on when you say it, I can hear that shit clear as day.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, he might have been one of the motherfuckers that thought you couldn't hear him until you said something. He was like, oh, shit.
Oh, no, he was right in the fucking front. He knew what he was doing. He was trying to show off to his girl. And, yeah. I was like, I'll put this fucking mic stand right in your goddamn nose, dude. But the only thing that sucked about that was, like, you know, the rest of the crowd couldn't hear him, you know? So they probably just thought I was a fucking asshole. Yeah, so I had to say something about it after the joke, you know. I was like, you know, this guy was, you know, he's talking shit. So I didn't want the crowd to just think I was an asshole.
Just hate you. It's like, damn, you just
gonna punch this guy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to scare you guys into laughing at my jokes. Ah, shit.
That is funny, man.
Yeah.
Yo.
I had another lady in Oklahoma City. She wasn't really, I don't know what she was going to do, but like she was heckling the whole time, and they have a bouncer there too. So I could talk shit, and she just wouldn't shut up. And then, you know, I started making fun of her a little bit, and she started really getting pissed. And I was like, hey, if you're here, who's guarding your meth lab? And that fucking pushed her too hard, I guess. And she started walking towards the stage, and security guard came and grabbed her.
Yo,
but her friends after the show, like she got kicked out, and her friends that were with her at the show were like, yeah, I think she really does have a meth lab. I was like, oh, you can fucking tell by looking
like,
at her.
motherfucker, you know she has a meth lab. Last time you think you do that shit with her. What are you talking about?
Oh, for sure.
Nah, man. I love it. At times though, I like hecklers, like, you know, especially if you can just shut them down.
Yeah.
Immediately, like it helps sometimes. It's just like, okay, like I'm not gonna tell people to do it so it can help me because it doesn't work out every time. You know what I mean? But when it does, if it's magic, planned, you know, like it does work. It's magic.
I tore a lot with my friend Tim Gaither, and like he is so fucking good at dealing with hecklers. Like I love when people start heckling, like especially during my set because I know they're gonna heckle Tim too. And I'm just waiting. I'm like, oh, motherfuckers, this is going to be great.
He's about to cook your ass. Yeah.
Oh, he will.
I like it, man.
I love it.
I like him.
Man.
I try to keep people on my side, man. But you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, when people are really heckling and interrupting the show, usually
you got to get them.
The crowd's going to be on your side either way. Yeah. No matter what.
Yeah. You got to destroy them after that. That's it.
Yeah. Like, especially if they're like, if the people around them can't hear the show, can't enjoy the show, you can fucking like rip them and shut them up.
Get them. You got to. Just like, yo.
It could backfire though. So the first time I was ever hosting at Laughs, I was just doing the announcements and getting heckled by this lady. And I just go, hey, someone shut that bitch up. That's all I said. And then I went in for a job interview the following Monday. And I walk in the office.
Laughs?
No, this is at some call center or something like that. I walk in the office to the guy who's going to interviewing me. And he goes, hey, it's the guy that called my mom a bitch Friday night. And I was like, all right, see ya.
All right, well.
And he's like, no, she fucking deserved it. I was like, all right, cool. So yeah, that was kind of funny. But that guy died like later that week, so I didn't get a call back. So that was weird.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude died in a motorcycle accident. Yeah, I shouldn't laugh, but it's pretty ironic.
Maybe. Maybe you shouldn't have said she deserved it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, we already hit 48 minutes. I went by fast.
Hey, it did. It did.
Where can people find you online, man?
Man, Stef Darnell on pretty much everything, Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Of
Do you
course,
have a
on
website yet?
Instagram, no space. I don't, and I need to give one. I'm
You do.
lollygagging. I just got a manager, and what I'm
Yeah.
saying, really start. Do have my, my business Facebook page up and stuff, so I can get booked and all that. But I do need to get a website.
Yeah.
All in due time, man. We working, man.
Yeah. Me and Danger were talking about doing an Albuquerque comedy website to put the comics on the page, so they have their own little page with their video and bio and shit like that. So hopefully we can get that knocked out.
That would be
soon,
dope.
So.
That would be dope because I don't know too many places that got anything like that where they catering to all the comedians out here.
Yeah. Denver used to have a really cool one. That's
okay.
Yeah, and it was really cool. You can just click on the comic. It's their headshot there. You click on it. It's got, it's basically like an electronic press kit. Yeah. So it's really dope. Cool. You got any shows coming up you want to plug?
Yeah, man. August the 13th and the 14th, we'll be in Santa Fe. The 13th is a Apothecary show ran by Zach Abeda.
Nice.
Both these shows are ran by Zach Abeda, actually. And it's going to be some cool people on it. I can't remember who right now, and that sucks. But then Saturday, that's Friday. Saturday will be Cities of Gold again, man.
Oh, nice.
We did that first show there and killed it. And he asked me to be back on there for the third show. So we'll go out there and try to knock it out the park again, man.
Cool, man. I got a kind of a funny story about that place.
Oh yeah.
I did my first corporate gig I ever did was at that place in 2004.
Cities of Gold.
Yep. And we were doing a benefit show for a girl who was getting ear implants. She was deaf.
I'm sorry, that's in the laugh.
No, you can laugh. So at the
time, that's a weird show to do.
It is a weird show. And at the time I was 24 and I'm brand new to comedy still, and I'm not thinking about offending people. I didn't give a shit. Right. And I had a deaf joke, and I started it. I started the joke, and I'm like, and as soon as I started, I'm like, I'm doing a fucking show for a deaf girl right now.
Right.
What the fuck am I doing? And there's no way to bail out on it, So I finished the joke, no laughs. And I just moved right on to the next joke. No pause or anything. Just went right to the next joke. And then as soon as I was done with my set, I bring the headliner up, who is the owner of the comedy club. And I'm like, dude, I'm so fucking sorry about that deaf joke. I totally fucking spaced it. And he's like, don't worry about it. He's like, watch this. And he goes up. And he's like, he's talking about the girl. And he's like, I think he said something like, this is the third benefit show I've done for her. How many fucking years does she have?
I bet it got some laughs.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was a good learning experience for sure.
But that was that's a cool room, man. I liked it. Once we got out there, man, they treated us like kings out there, bro.
That's cool. Yeah, it's a cool area.
Nice. It was nice. They put us up on the marquee and all that. It was
nice.
Nice.
Hell yeah, man. That's always a cool feeling.
But yeah, it is, man. I don't think people realize, like, you see your name in lights, man. It's like,
oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a picture of me up there on the freaking
even a picture and everything. Screen. Nice.
Yeah, they did like the big casino screen, like that, tell people about all their points they can spend not to lose their money. But they change it for the show. They keep it as our flyer for the entire show.
Oh shit, so, cool, man.
You know what I'm saying? So people riding by can see that and probably or whatever. But it was packed, man. So.
Hell yeah, cool, man.
Yeah,
I've seen my face on like slot machines before where people are playing and then a little advertisement pops up right there and it's like, that's fucking awesome, man.
Fire. Yeah, I need that. That's what I need next.
Yeah,
I want my face on the slot machine.
Yeah.
God damn it. So they can just hit the X and skip that shit.
Yeah.
But it's all good. It's okay though. I was there, got there.
Oh yeah. Well, cool, man. Hey, thanks for taking the time to be on the show, man. I really appreciate you being on. That was a lot of fun.
Already.
Yeah, let's
cut
get
out
you,
all that. I don't know if you recorded all that of me.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Coming in the house and setting up and all that shit.
Yeah, I got
cut all that shit out.
No, I will. Yeah, I'm pretty good at editing shit out. So.
Yeah. It's
well, cool, man. Yeah, let's work on getting you a website, man. Got to get one.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, cool, man. I'll see you around.
All right, brother.
Yeah. Take care, buddy.
I'll see you Thursday, man. I'm coming to your show, man.
All right, on.
Plug your show real quick, damn it.
Make sure you tell them that you're a comic, and they'll let you all in. So.
I got you.
Cool. Hell yeah.
Appreciate
see you later, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Have a good night. Hell yeah, that was a lot of fun talking to Stef Darnell. I'm used to calling him Smitty, so it's weird calling him Stef Darnell. But yeah, that was cool. Super funny guy. If you get a chance to see him, go check him out for sure. He gets better and better every time I see him too. He's a crusher. Yeah, and he was talking about my show, which is Thursday. Pretty excited, 20-year anniversary show. Thursday nights at Edelweiss in Albuquerque, $10 to get in. Awesome lineup. Very excited to have all these comics on. Also, I've got a cool poster that I'm going to be selling at the show that my buddy Jacob Breckenridge made the poster, and then my buddy John Patterson added a little to it, and going to be selling those at the show. And then whatever I don't sell at the show, I'll put up on my websites. Yeah. And then next week I'm going to be in Reno, Nevada at the Laugh Factory with Tim Gaither. Super excited for that. As long as shit doesn't get shut down again. That's where I was last year when everything got shut down, was Reno. So hopefully the week goes as expected. Not a lot else is going on. Gonna have a new show in Albuquerque soon. I don't have any details for that yet, but I'll be making that announcement probably within the next couple of months. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, that's about it. I got the Patreon, patreon.com/InTheRyePodcast. You can sign up for that, get the podcast before everyone else with no ads. It's pretty cool. Got merchandise on my website also. If you use the promo code In the Rye Podcasts, all capitals with no spaces, you get 10% off of your order, which is a pretty sweet deal. I got t-shirts and stickers on there, and I'll have the poster on there. And then I've got some Amy Mullet buttons on there too. Those are funny. Yeah, that's it for this week. Thanks to John Singleton from Anesthesia for outro music. Thanks to Jarrett Reddick from Bowling for Soup for intro music. You guys are awesome. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you soon. See you later.